Hi! Today I'm going to show you how to make a book using the Roblox Library 2023 book script. First, you'll need to have a few things open. Open the Librarian Training Board in Trello. Open the Librarian Training Facility in Studio, which you can do by pressing these three dots and then edit in Studio. To save time, I've already done that. You'll also want to have the Bookmaking Guide for Librarians open. Make sure it's the new one, and we'll only need section 2.1. which should start on page 4. Now let's go on to the Trello. In Approved Submissions, you'll find a card that has your name on it. Open that card and join. This signifies to other librarians that this is your book. Next, move it into Books Being Edited and open the actual book. I've already done that here. Before we fill anything out here, let's go into Studio. Go into the View tab and make sure you have Explorer, Properties, and Toolbox open. You can arrange these however you'd like, but this is the way I like them arranged. In Explorer, open Workspace. You'll find a folder with your name on it. In this folder, you'll find another folder called Set 1 and a script called Genre Catalog. Open the folder, and you'll find a README script, which you should read, but I will not go over in the video to save time, and a template. Open the template, and you'll find a book script, mesh, title color, title outline color, book name front, and book name side. Open the book script by double-clicking it. Yours will look a little bit more like this, but to make the video easier to follow, I've removed all the comments. They should function the exact same. Now let's go back onto the book. Let's check for any special requests before we start. Everything not in parentheses must be in the book. Also, don't fix my grammar, it's on purpose. Please use Swaggy Author for the author name. Alright, we'll keep those in mind as we make the book. Now it's time to start filling things out. We'll go in the order that they're listed here. So we'll start with title. We'll copy their title and paste it in here. We'll also rename the template on Explorer. Next is author ID. If you don't know what an ID is, you can copy the Roblox username, go into Roblox, search for them in People, open their profile, and copy the number in the link on their profile. This is their Roblox ID, and it's unique for every player. If you ever have a book made by an anonymous user, you can instead put false. But in this case, we'll put their actual ID. The next is their author name, which is their username. And next is custom author line. It's rare that a book will have a custom author line, but in this case, they've requested Swaggy Author, so we'll copy that in. Next is author's note. Not every book comes with an author's note, but I think they're better when they have one. So if you ever find a book without one, you can write one yourself. Next is the genre, only we won't copy this exactly, because we need to make sure that this genre is appropriate. Normally, I would recommend reading through the book to make sure that this seems appropriate for the contents. For example, you wouldn't want a horror book to be labeled romance, unless it was also romance. But in this case, this book is very short and is likely miscellaneous. We also have to check that this is formatted correctly for the library and that this genre exists. The way we do that is we open up the genre catalog. This contains every genre in the library. You can search by doing Control F and then trying to see if the genre is there. So we'll type in misc, and it's a good thing we checked since the word is spelt out fully here. Now we can copy that and paste it in here, surrounded by quotation marks. If you ever have a book with multiple genres, they can be separated with commas. For example, horror. But this book only has one genre, so we'll leave it like that. This book has no cover, so we'll leave that empty. Librarian is you, so either your username or nickname. Publish date is whatever date you publish this book. For me, it is 10/17/2023. 2023. Make sure that it is in month, day, year format, and that the month and day are both double digits. For example, if this was January, I would put 01 instead of just 1. The rest of this has to do with filling out the book. So now we can go over how the book script actually works. To do that, we'll need to look at the bookmaking guide. The way that books are made is by using a custom markdown format, which essentially means that you can add certain characters and commands to make the text look a certain way. For example, you can add an asterisk on either side of text to turn it italics, 2 asterisks to make it bold, 2 underscores to make it underlined, 2 tildes to add strike through to the text, and 2 commands that we will introduce in this video are page, which goes to the next page, and turn, which goes to the next left page. Commands are always surrounded by arrow brackets. If you want to include any of these special characters in your book, asterisk, underscore, tilde, or arrow brackets, you have to put a backslash before it, like so. This is called escaping the character. The backslash will not show up in the book, so you don't have to worry about that. Now that we know how to actually format a book, let's go ahead and do that. The way I recommend is to copy the story into some sort of word processing program. I use Notepad, but you can use whatever you'd like. Once it's copied, it's time to add the formatting in. This is my story is bold, so we'll surround it with 2 asterisks. It is cool is italics, so we'll surround it with 1 asterisk. It is a story written by me for you is underlined, so we'll surround it with 2 underscores. The last 2 funs in fun, fun, fun have strike through, so we'll surround it with 2 tildes. Wowzers has bold, italics, and underline. You'll notice here that I did asterisks on either side and then underscores on either side. And that's because it's considered good form and good practice to finish formatting in the opposite order that you started it. So since we started with underscores, we should end with underscores. Here they have something in parentheses, and since the special requests says everything not in parentheses must be in the book, we'll assume that this is a command, and we'll replace it with the page command. Here they use some of those special characters I was talking about, which means we'll have to add the backslashes. We'll do before the arrow bracket, before this underline, and before all the other ones that we see here. Remember, the backslash will not show up in the book. This is just to make sure that the script doesn't think that these are commands. Here, there's another underscore. And here they want us to go to the next page again. So we'll do another page command. Here, they ask us to go to the next left page. So we'll do a turn command. And now we have finished formatting the book. So we'll select the book and paste it into content. Your book should look like this, with no red underlining, and the entire content should be green, just like mine is. Now we'll decorate the book. Let's close the book script so that it saves. Since this author didn't specify a color, we could leave it blank. But this would mean that there are a lot of books in the library that look just like this, which can get a bit repetitive. Instead, I suggest that you add a color and title color and outline color that you think would match the book. Since this book is pretty random, there's not many colors that would really work, which means you can choose whatever color you'd like. I'm going to choose pink. For title color, try to choose something that would contrast nicely with the background color, whether that be an image or the actual color that's there. I will do white. For title outline color, you'll want to choose pretty much the opposite of whatever you did for title color. But there's a lot of room for creativity here. Now, let's go into the Test tab and press Play. This will let us see our book and make sure that everything looks right. Your book should look something like this. If your book looks correct, it's time to move it into Purgatory. I'll show you real Purgatory in a later video, but for now, just drag it over here. The next step is to go back onto the Trello and move the book from books being edited into finished books. The very last step is to go onto the Discord server and ping the book trainer, whoever that may be. At this time, it's MVK. So I'll ping her and say, book 1 is done. Of course, I'm not actually going to ping them because I don't want to be a bother, but you will ping them when you make your book. And that's it.